Think you're something out of my nightmares. Seen it right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats.
Welcome to Dear Dana. Again, it's hump day.
You don't ever wanna give me wings.
Hump day.
You don't ever wanna
Time
set
to
me free.
take off
You know
all
I'm
the stress,
addicted to you.
all the
And it's
things
twisted you've been
that
gifted
don't
with the evil voodoo.
support
Got me
you.
coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins.
Thank you
Here's
for
my
coming
heart
to
straight
Dear
through.
Dana.
I got
We're going to
issues
do
in my
some
head.
reviews
I like you
today,
in my bed,
and
but
we're
you
going to
keep
talk
me on
about
red. Oh,
how to get rid of
everything is
anxiety,
like a test.
tools
I
to do
better
so,
not text or I'll come off
how to remove the
desperate.
anxiety from your life. Thanks for coming in. Inhale to the count of 4 through your nose. Hold it. Release. Inhale to the count of 4. Let's do this. Hold it. Release.
So if I play dead, will you regret
Trust
everything
me, it
that you
helps.
did, that you
Try it.
said? I don't think you
Inhale to the
understand
count of
what
4
you're
through your
doing.
nose.
And my heart's black and blue from the bruising.
Hold
I
it to
feel
the
like
count of
when
4.
I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that
Exhale
this
through your
is
mouth to the
losing.
count of
Sitting
4.
there gaslighting and confusing. Was it
Good
me?
job.
Is it me? Am I
Start to count.
deluded? I'm
Take
the
the
one
music
who's
off.
always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the
Thank you
solutions.
for coming to Dear Dana today. We will be reviewing a couple of movies. Hey, Shelly Marie, be careful on the way home. We will be reviewing Magic Mike's Last Dance, and we will be reviewing Your Place or Mine. That's right, that's right. Hello in the bushes. I see and appreciate you too. Never be scared to come up on the chat. It doesn't cost anything. Not seeking you out. Just interacting with each other. You don't even have to interact if you don't want to. But we are a no hate zone. This channel is about psychology, spirituality, social commentary, pop culture, and everything that makes you human. So don't worry about it. Hey, Marie Crumb. So happy to see you. But yeah, hey, Sarah McCluskey. I had planned to take my mom, spend some time with my mom, and take her to see 80 for Brady. I thought that would be a funny movie, worth going to watch. A lot of A-list actors in there, actresses, so to speak. And we had planned it for a long time, and my mom said something to the effect, "Oh, you see so many commercials about it that you feel like you know what it's about already." So she has a birthday coming up, a significant one, and I think it's bothering her, maybe. So I think she just didn't want to go see it. So I said, well, we've seen the other Magic Mikes. We know Twitch, rest in peace, was in the others. We know they are not Oscar bound movies, but they're fun. And they don't have nudity in them. So I was like, well, let's go see, Magic Mike, The Last Dance is out. Let's go see that. Should be fun. She was like, yeah, let's go see that. So we get our popcorn and everything. We go see Magic Mike Last Dance. Again, I know it's not going to be an Oscar bound movie. We know it's just going to be a laid back guys stripping their shirts off, dancing. Just a fun movie, right? Just a fun movie. Taking their shirts off, stripping, dancing. Maybe you've got the fireman doing his thing, etc., etc. In the past, the dancers had their backstory, and Magic Mike was with his buddies. They had the cute little story, and they did their thing, right? Not this time. Not this time. That story jumped all over the place. It jumped all over the place. And the lighting, hey, Shay B, thank you for the happy belated Valentine's. And yes, mwah, happy belated Valentine's to all of you precious people. But yeah, the lighting, I have never seen such bad lighting in my life. And I've never complained about the lighting in a movie, but it was just so dark in most of it. The lighting was bad, bad, bad. And I'm not even talking about in the dancing part. The lighting was bad in most all of the movie. I would say 90% of the movie, that lighting was bad. Was this movie on a budget? I'm just wondering. Was this movie on a budget? When was it filmed? Was it filmed during the panorama? Just making up the word because, YouTube doesn't like us to say the word, the C word. Was this movie on a budget? The lighting was the worst I've ever seen. The story jumped around. Look, I used to dance back in the day, so I have an affinity to watch every dancer. Every dancer. I don't care if it's stripping, pole dancing, classical dancing. I want to see it. And who doesn't want to see a good male stripper? I don't want to see his wang wang. I could care less about seeing that. I don't want to see that. Sorry guys, that appendage to me is not necessarily a beautiful organ. Sorry, not sorry. It might be two beautiful things sometimes, but it's not necessarily a beautiful organ for me to see you flash. You know what I mean? There's guys that want to flash it to you on your phone, on dating apps, etc., because they think you're going to be impressed. No, 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 and no. Sorry. It's not impressive. Sorry. Back to Magic Mike. Back to Magic Mike. It starts out he's a bartender for this rich lady, Salma Hayek. She's depressed. I'm not going to tell the whole story. This is the very beginning of the movie. I agree, Shay. Some things should be kept private. But he starts out as a bartender. He gets done, and she calls me in. She's depressed. She's talking on the phone. She digs it out of him that he used to be a dancer, and he can take her mind off things and ask how much he charges. He says 60,000, and she's like, "What?" And she doesn't understand what kind of dancer, blah blah blah. And she says, "Well, if you can take my mind off things, I'll pay you 60,000." So he begins to dance and seduce her, and it's not really dancing. It's more, how do I say it? The humping dancing. The humping dancing. He takes it that kind of far. Now, come on. Please. Just met the lady, and he goes, the humping dancing. To where he might as well be a prostitute. Let's just put it that way. Just met her. And it wasn't supposed to go there. Now, I don't think they actually went there. Everything but they're there. So she makes him a proposition to go to London. And she doesn't tell him why. And says, if he'll go there a month, she'll pay him $60,000. And she keeps it secret, and wants him to create the biggest show so women feel like they can have it all. So he's going to train all these people and not going to dance. So basically, there's this classical show, back in the times where how can I put, that looked like it took place back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and the show's been going on forever and ever and ever. And she wants to convert the show. She's in the midst of a divorce. I'm not going to tell the whole story. So Magic Mike is supposed to turn it into this big strip show kind of show, convert it from that show and transition it into a strip show. Let's just put it this way. The lady's got a daughter, and the daughter is the most impressive figure in the whole film because she sort of narrates in between. She's the most impressive figure in the whole film, but it hops and skips and jumps. It's not cohesive. It's not cohesive. And you sort of expect the dancers to have a story. They don't. You expect the fireman to come out. There's not a fireman. Just giving an example, to come out and be the fireman that does his thing. There's nothing like that. There's no whole dance sequence between any of the dancers except one who they're showing as a classical dancer. And then Channing does something towards the end. So all the other dancers, you see choppy pieces of what? I don't know. And I'm sitting there wondering because I adore Selma Hayek. The girl that plays her daughter Hannah is Juliet Matamed. But I adore Selma Hayek. And I like Channing Tatum. But when they named this Magic Mike's Last Dance, hell, it's a good thing they did. Because I give this movie a D. 2 stars, only because there's 2 stars in it. I give this movie a big fat D. I'm sorry, Channing. It feels like a money grab. I expected so much more of you. I never generally give movies this kind of grade. But when you've got Salma Hayek and Channing Tatum, even in a movie that you don't expect to be Oscar bound, wouldn't you think they'd read it and go, can we do this and this and this? They've been on interviews, and I saw one interview where going, oh, the chemistry. I didn't feel any chemistry. I didn't feel any chemistry between them. Sorry. I kept thinking, where's the chemistry? It feels forced. I like movies with chemistry. I thought, am I having an off day? But no. All the ladies that were watching that movie, that were coming out of that movie, that were in the restroom after that movie, I did not hear one lady, no matter what her age was, that was not complaining about that movie. I am sorry I spent the money on that movie. That's pitiful. 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 You're going, what? Who's on left? Who's at home plate? Who's in outfield? Because this movie's just disjointed. I mean, you get the story, sort of, but it's like they just threw it together. His buddies that were in the other films, guess how you see them? On a Zoom call. On a Zoom call. for about a minute. I think that, oh Lord have mercy. Honestly, I don't think this movie did them any favor. Salma Hayek is much more valuable than this movie. Now, she's beautiful. I could see someone like Channing Tatum falling in love with her or something. This this is sad to me. This is sad to me. What's that little star up on your name shade? Do you know? Can you see it? Did I do that? I must have done that. You a star. I don't know. But in my opinion, see if I can show you some photos from the movie, some clippy clips, images from Magic Mike. Let's see if we can share. Let me share screen. You know, it's not the end of the world, but I just expected so much more. Okay. This is him with Okay, he did a dance with a girl, and the whole time it was raining on the floor when he said he wouldn't dance. Okay? And I am thinking this was his way of expressing himself to Salma. But I just don't like it. You know, I wish I could play that video for you, but I cannot. If others are liking it, then maybe I'm the weird one, but it just was not good. Don't play. Okay. Let's see if I can find another one. It just didn't have the energy and the appeal of the last ones. It didn't have the energy and the appeal. You didn't have any of the real background of any of the dancers. Nope and nope and nope. They were trying to appeal with the British population. I don't see any photos. This is it. But he didn't do but one dance, and they're using actors from before. Some of these actors were not on there. So it's confusing. If you can see this, maybe you can't. Those were some of the last actors. So, if you're thinking about going to see Magic Mike Last Dance, I beg you, don't waste your money. Wait till it comes on television, and it's free. And it's free. Now, on to Your Place or Mine with Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon. Now, I watched that on Netflix. And it's about two friends that hooked up 20 years ago. She likes to read. Hey, Shelly Marie. That's okay. I like the dancing in the last ones, but Your Place or Mine, they hooked up 20 years ago. And there was a little spark there, but he kind of pushed her away. And I think it was because he had feelings, but 20 years ago, she liked to read books, he liked to write. So he ended up in New York, she ended up in LA. She got married, she had a child, she got divorced. They stayed besties, stayed connected, helped each other out over the years. She more so for him. She wanted to take a class that was going to be in LA to get extra credits. And she had someone that was going to help her out that couldn't help out at the last minute. He decided something, he didn't accept this job. He had some time off. He decided he was going to stay in her place in LA and take care of her son so she could go to New York, take this class, spread her wings a little bit. Basically, they switched homes and they discovered a lot about each other. And he bonded with her son. Now, her son, the little boy that played her son, he was great. Wesley Kimmel. And Jesse Williams, who was an, I think he's is he an editor or a publisher? I think he's a publisher. He's hot. I'll show you a picture of the cast in a minute. And Tig Notaro, she played Alicia, who also worked at the school that Reese Witherspoon did. She's a comedian. She's great. Steve Zahn played a quirky neighbor who was always lurking around her yard doing the flowers and stuff. They had a thing for her. So anyway, it's cute. It is sort of Harry Met Sally ish. I don't know if she's the producer or what she is. The writer maybe of the one that did 27 Dresses and what was the one? Oh crap. You know the one where the lady was real mean and she was the boss in the office and the other girl, oh man, hold on and I'll get it. Who wrote, I knew it, but I've lost it. Your place. Never mind. Elaine Brosh McKenna, who also wrote 27 Dresses and The Devil Wears Prada, wrote this movie for them. The Devil Wears Prada. So you expect a lot of it. Yes, The Devil Wears Prada. But it's more simplistic than that. In this movie, while it was filming, they were only literally physically together twice. The rest of the time, it was pretty much split screen. So you would go over to Ashton and you would go over to her. And they would talk via text or phone. So it was very cute. It was on Netflix. Okay. It wasn't to the level of 27 Dresses and The Devil Wears Prada. And it wasn't even to the level of, I can't say it was to the level of When Harry Met Sally, or what was the movie of when they met each other over the computer, back in the day. But it was cute. It was lacking something. I liked it the best, I think, when Ashton interacted with her son. There was a little more texture there. Ashton was funny, but not as funny as his typical self because I think he's been out of the loop for a while. You get what I'm saying? You Got Mail. Yeah. It wasn't to the level of You've Got Mail. I give it a B. Okay? I don't think it's bad. I wish they had put 20 more minutes to the movie and just given it a little more. You see what I'm saying? But it's worth watching. It is worth watching. I'm going to share the cast in it. It has a good cast. It actually has a good cast. This is a cast for Your Place or Mine. This boy that plays his son Jack is great. It's got Reese Witherspoon, Ashton Kutcher, Jesse Williams, who plays the guy that really likes Reese. Zoe Chow, Tig Notaro, Steve Zahn, Wesley Kimmel, and Cheryl Appleby. Wesley Kimmel, this kid, he just steals the scene. He does. But let me tell you, Reese sleeps with Jesse Williams first time she meets him. And this is a mom that is like a helicopter mom and is careful about everything. That doesn't quite fit. To me, it doesn't quite fit. But it's a very cute movie. It's on Netflix. Pretty sure it's Netflix. Yes, it's Netflix. Worth watching. It's worth watching. If you had to go to the theaters to watch it, you might think different. I give it a solid B, B plus, maybe. I think they should have added 15, 20 more minutes to it to give it a little more depth. You see what I'm saying? A little more depth. I don't know. I wondered that myself if Wesley Kimmel is Jimmy Kimmel's son. I'm not sure about that when I saw the name. I don't hate the movie. I wish they just given it a little more texture, a little more depth. I loved Ashton Kutcher and Wesley Kimmel together. I didn't hate. I didn't hate seeing. Oh, Dana, you've got Dane Bramage. I didn't hate seeing Reese Witherspoon's part. Sometimes it just looked a little choppy. They're just if they could have just added just a tiny bit more depth. You know what I mean? Or a few more scenes with Reese and Ashton together. It just needed just a little more something. But I didn't hate it. It was worth watching. Magic Mike, on the other hand, I don't know why they even took the chance to do it. It just felt empty to me. Kind of empty. The little girl in that movie was the best thing about it. She had some depth. Oh, it is his nephew? I'm impressed. I'm impressed. He was good in it. He was very good in it. You know? I just think that, like someone said, Reese and Ashton have been out of the movies for a beat, doing other things, that they've a little bit rusty, a little bit, in their rom-com suits. But like I said, I loved Ashton and the little boy the best. Wesley Kimmel. And Tig, that played Reese's friend, I liked her. I didn't hate Reese, of course. But you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch it. But 20 years, a bestie, and it takes you that long to figure out there's some kind of something. But you see and feel the formula when you watch it. But it's a feel good. Now, you've got my opinion. if and when you watch these things, give me your opinion below. I can see some of you are not going to watch Magic Mike. I don't blame you. Please don't waste your money. But, your place or mine, I'd like to know what you think. Now, on that note, how many of you have been dealing with anxiety lately? Funny thing is, on and off, which I haven't in a long time, I've been dealing with a little bit of it. I don't know if it's moon. I don't know what's going on in the environment. I'll be hit by it a little bit here and there, just out of the blue. Just out of the blue. And I'm having to utilize tools that I know to deal with it. Now, you can reset your vagus nerve to try to deal with pain in your neck, pain in your head, and anxiety that brings that stress and pain in your head and neck. And it's a quick thing to do. And for those that are watching now and in the bushes, and those that will watch later, I want you to try this. I want you to turn your head to the right slowly and notice any tension or pain in your neck. And bring it back to the middle. I want you to turn your head to the left slowly. Notice any tension or stress in your head and neck. And bring it back to the middle. Okay? Now what I want you to do is put your fingers interlaced behind your head. Okay? Now, I want you to keep your head in the middle and turn your eyes to the right until you feel like you need to swallow or yawn. Okay? Then bring it back to the middle. It may feel like a heavy sigh, a swallow, or a yawn. Now, keep your head in the middle. Turn your eyes to the left. Keep them there till you feel like you need to swallow, sigh, or yawn. Bring them back to the middle. Good. Now, what I want you to do again is turn your head to the right and notice how much easier your head will turn to the right, or a lessening of pain or tension. And now take your head and turn it to the left and feel any lessening of pain or tension. That is resetting your vagus nerve. And it'll help reduce some anxiety or trapped trauma in your body. Remember that. And you can try it again and again at home. Not again and again right after doing it, but you see what I'm saying. Now, the way we deal with anxiety or trapped anxiety are tools that we use. What do any of you use at home to do it when you're feeling that way? I'm curious in the chat, and those that are watching in the replay game, what do you use? Put it in the comments below. I'd like to know, because it can be helpful to other people. And it may be things that I don't mention. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Shelley. And if you notice some difference now, you can try it again later and be more cognizant when somebody's not talking at you like me. And then quietly notice. You see what I'm saying? But I've done the breathing exercises with you at the beginning of the channel. I know the music's going on, but you can always use the 4-4-4, inhaling deeply through your nose to the count of 4. Hold it to 4, and then slowly release it through your mouth to the count of 4. and repeat a few times because it lowers your heart rate, lowers your anxiety, and lowers your blood pressure. A lot of times when we get anxiety, we like to withdraw within ourselves, clench up, tighten up. Everything tightens up in our body. It's good to change your physical body position, to open up, to stand up, or even change where you are in your environment. To move to another room, walk outside, go to a room or space that makes you happier, because it can change something in your system to help release some of that anxiety. It's like changing your location changes your sensory experience. You can wash your face with cold water. You can get a centering object. I don't care if it's like a stone. See, I've got this heart selenite. Sometimes it makes me feel better. It can be a crystal, a piece of jewelry that belongs to someone you love. It can be a photo, right? That can make you feel calm, centered again. Sometimes chewing gum, hey Sarah, can slow the release of cortisol. The cortisol that's in your mouth, the salivary cortisol. So sometimes just chewing gum, no worries, Sarah, can help slow the anxiety. Writing it down. Think of something funny, watch something funny to reset your thoughts, right? Talk to a friend. Find support. Me too, Sarah. To move your thoughts, because sometimes we get caught in our thoughts. We can have anxiety and then put ourselves in a space to support that anxiety and make it build into a mountain. You don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I'm feeling anxious, so I'm going to make it worse. So I'm going to find things to make the anxiety get bigger. We don't want to do that. Shift. Shift your perspective immediately. Immediately. Sometimes just loving on a pet can reduce that anxiety a lot. Loving on your pet, playing with your pet. They are good at reducing your anxiety and shifting your mindset because they bring you into the moment. They bring you into the moment. So you're not making a mountain out of a molehill sometimes with your anxiety. Sometimes we get triggered by anxiety and don't know why. It can come out of left field, or we can get triggered by something. You can watch something, hear something, or be around somebody that indoctrinates you with a lot of negative energy. And it can amp up your anxiety. Protect your energy at all times. Don't allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Sarah says, my dog Bandit makes me laugh. If I'm mad about something, he will do something funny and I will start laughing. Sometimes it's just about changing what you're doing, like her dog Bandit. Move your body. Move your body. Sometimes you just have to dance. You cannot be mad and dance. It's hard to feel anxious when you're dancing. Yeah? When you're moving and grooving. It releases those stress hormones, lets them go, and lets the endorphins build up, the feel-good hormones. Yeah? And when they rise up, the stress hormones are released to go away. Listen to music. Listen to the music that you love. A lot of times, if we listen to music that elevate our emotions, you can push the stress away. Sometimes when people are sad, they'll listen to sad music to make them sadder. Have you ever done that? You're sad, you need a good cry. So you listen to sad music that supports your feelings. Nothing wrong with that if you need a good cry and you need to get it out of your system. But if you're feeling anxious, sometimes you need to listen to music that helps you move things out of your body. Yeah? Find ways to support yourself. Tap into your creativity. I don't care if it's about drawing, painting, doodling, singing, dancing. It doesn't matter if you can't sing good. Just do it. Just do it. Sometimes you can use your anxiety and switch it to help empower you. It's called reframing it from anxiety to excitement. Like if you have to do a talk in front of a bunch of people or sing in front of a bunch of people or do something important, you can take that anxiety and use it to hype yourself up. Or if you've got to play a ball game, you can take it and reframe it to hype yourself up. You can use fragrances such as lavender, the plant, or the essential oils to help calm yourself through scents and smells, right? Think of things you can do. Epsom salt bath. Love it. Put essential oil in the water. Play a little music. Epsom salt bath. Drink water before you take it. Get in that Epsom salt bath with essential oil and some music. Woo! Maybe light a candle if it's safe. Be by yourself. When you get out, well, don't use a fragrance then, just use Epsom salt. When you get out, you will feel like all the stress and anxiety has been wrung out of you. And then you drink more water to hydrate. You will feel so relaxed, it's crazy. If you're not opposed to it, schedule getting a professional massage. I've got one in there. My brother gave it to me. Ooh, I need to call and get that done. I have put it off for a year. I need to go get it done. If you have not had one, there is nothing in the world like it. I am telling you, it is heaven. An hour of it feels like 2 minutes. They do it body part by body part. It feels like that. Self-care, I cannot overemphasize. You have to get the stress out of your body. When we talk about trapping trauma in our body, it is how our nervous system reacts to it. And we trap it in our body. It's not so much about how we visualize it and trap it in our brain. Our nervous system experiences it and traps it in our body. It may be partly why I ended up with MS, along with genetic components, etc., etc. Sarah says, anytime I get a shower, I get out sneezing because I'm allergic to soap and shampoo. I still shower, but I sneeze a lot. I have terrible allergies. I can't even be around perfume. Sarah, you need to look for organic soap and shampoo without the artificial ingredients and stuff in it. You can get it without all that stuff in it. I have a friend that makes those things that probably could tweak it where you don't have to worry about it. But anyway, we as human beings, we look at it like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to do these special things for myself. I don't have time to reset my vagus nerve. I don't have time to do things to lower my anxiety, etc., etc., etc. You better make time, because when you don't, you shorten your lifespan. And it affects everything you do in response to everyone around you. It does. Oh, by the way, I was doing some research today and doing many micro exercises when you are seated, just by your feet on the ground and lifting your toes to tighten the back of your calves, and your feet back down, lifting your toes again and again, will trigger your system, lower your cortisol, help your insulin, especially if you're insulin resistant, to lower your the possibility of you getting diabetes, or if you are a diabetic currently, it will help all of that stuff. I wrote it all down somewhere. I need to tell you. But anyway, I will expand upon it more later. But it's micro exercise. All you have to do is sit feet flat, get up on your toes while you're seated, feet flat, toes. Basically, you're just going up on your toes while you're seated, tightening your calves, feet down again, and do that throughout the day when you get a chance. It is going to make a huge difference. It's going to make a huge difference. Breaking down fat, helping with blood sugars, insulin resistance, cortisol levels, etc., etc. It's micro exercise. If you can't get up and do any other exercise, begin to do that. I will give you more information later. But if you're sitting down, you can be sitting down at a computer doing it. Feet flat. Go up on your toes. Feet flat, up on your toes while you're sitting throughout the day. Okay? It's triggering your twitch muscles in your calves. They need to be utilized, and it will help with other things. Do you understand what I'm saying? I will give you more information later, but please start doing that. If you're unable to do other exercises, you think you don't have time, begin doing that. Does anyone have any questions? How do you deal with your anxiety? Are you dealing with your anxiety? Do you use tools on the daily? This is so important, especially as the years go by. Oh, Shelley, I completely understand, and believe me, we are about to close out here in just a minute. But I wanted to do the reviews on the movies, and I want to remind people to begin utilizing tools to cope with their anxiety. We all have it. We all have it. It comes and goes. Anxiety is sometimes a precursor to depression. Sometimes it sneaks out of the blue, and people just give into it. But it's important to start taking tools that you know and start using them. It will make a huge difference. And I know people probably think I'm cray-cray when I open the show with a little music and breathing exercises, but it will be your best friend. for the rest of your life. So I do it with my students too. I want it to become second nature to people using the 444 conscious breathing exercises. Because they may think it's crazy now, but they will be loving me tomorrow. So important. It will be your superpower tool. Superpower tool. I want people watching this. Write down in the comments. Do you experience anxiety often? Sometimes? On occasion? What tools do you use to combat it? What tools are helpful for you that you want to share? Do you ignore it? Do you need help with it? Right? If you use the tools, it can expand your life. Don't just go into repetitive days. It's time to make use of the moments in your life and to make them happy and valuable. Happy and valuable. Don't go on repeat. Let's make our days happy and valuable. You have things in you that are gifts. And it's not too late. It's not too late to make each day something that's wonderful. Find your happy in the day. Find your hope. Find your hope. Don't sit back and let the clock run out on each day, just waiting for the next. Seriously. I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you want to hear about? What do you need help with? Where is your hope? Find your happy. Happy's not easy. Happy's not always easy. You know, I'm tired of watching all these people put up these videos of everything's perfect every day, because it is not. It is not. Happy's work sometimes. All these people want you to see all the perfection, all the Kardashians and all that crap. That's not real life. That's not real life. Let's look at real life and find our happy. And happy is in the moments. Happy is in the moments when we jump over the hurdles and we find the happy. Anyway, I love you all. Let me hear from you in the comments. And if you have a problem and you need advice, let me hear that too. But I appreciate you all so much. No worries, Willow. I appreciate you all so much. Let me know if you watch your place or mine. And Lord have mercy, please don't spend your money on Magic Mike sLastDance. Remember, this is a no-hate zone. I appreciate you all so very much. I will always tell you like it is here. But I will always surround you in love and healing. We will do a healing show soon. And let me know what spiritual things you want to hear about as well. We talk about everything that makes us human. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Until next time, this is Dear Dana out. Let's dance it out. Mwah. Love you, love you, love you. Here we go. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun.
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
Let's go.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Oh yeah, before I go, rest in peace, Raquel Welch. She passed away today. She's always been a screen siren and a beloved actress. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
Go, hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Build a seed with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Bye, everybody.
Go, go, go,
Thank you for
go,
coming.
go, go,
Like,
go,
subscribe,
go,
share.
go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your